Hey guys, welcome back to Primp Your Life. It has been forever. For the sake of this video not being forever long, I'm not going to get into where I've been, but I am going to be filming a video for you guys, kind of explaining what's been going on. If you hear any noise going on in the background, it's my little kitten. He's running around in here. So that's what the crazy noise is. Just thought I'd explain. But today, as you can see, I still have my hair up in a towel. I'm getting ready to go out for the day. It's around 9:30 and I'm going to be going over to my mom's and we're going to be baking Christmas cookies, and then later on in the day we have a baby doctor appointment. So that is the plan for today. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is put a little bit of makeup on, and I wanted to show you guys a really simple look that I've been doing pretty often just because I haven't been feeling that great during this pregnancy, and I don't really feel like sitting down and spending a lot of time on my makeup, but I don't like leaving without it on because I think sometimes when you don't do your makeup and you're feeling crappy, you look in the mirror and you look crappy and you're like, now I feel even more crappy. But when you have a little something on your face, even if you're not feeling good, it just makes you feel more pulled together. So I'm going to show you this. It's really simple. It's not using very many products, at least for me anyway. And pretty much everything I'm using is drugstore but one product, I believe. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I did, just so you guys know, is that I already put some moisturizer on my face, and I'm going to go ahead now and just put on a little bit of concealer. I have not been, I'm just moving my mirror over here. I have not been wearing foundation at all just because my skin has been so sensitive, and I don't like a lot of product on it. And it's easier just to put a little concealer on, and I'm not going for a flawless look. I'm just going for not extremely tired and haggard looking, if you know what I mean. So the concealer I'm going to be using is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer, and I am in the shade 4058, which is light pale. And basically what I do, and I'm sorry if I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at the mirror to put it on. I'm going to dot this under my eyes to cover up any dark circles, and right here around my nose where I get most of my redness. I'm also going to, I get a little bit of redness down here on my chin in certain areas, so I'm just going to dot this on here. This concealer is great, you guys. It really blends in beautifully, and I find that it looks very skin-like. So kind of, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of putting it anywhere I feel like I need it. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, which looks like this. It's kind of fluffy on the top, and I use that just to kind of buff it in. So blend, blend, blend. Yeah, it's been interesting, you guys. The past, I think this is the first video that I've filmed. I don't know if this is the first video that will be uploaded in a while, but it's the first video I've sat down and filmed in, has it been 2 months, you guys? I think it's been almost 2 months. I just did not anticipate feeling this sick during pregnancy, and I'll get into that more in my update video where I tell you guys a little bit about how I've been feeling and what's been going on. I'm healthy. It's not there's no complications or anything with the baby. Everything's good. It's just everybody's so different when it comes to pregnancy, and some people feel really good and some people feel really crappy, and I guess I'm just one of the unlucky ones that has felt sick most of the time. I'm in my second trimester right now, and I'm still getting the nausea and just not feeling great, but I do have more of my energy back, and I'm not as sick as I was when in my first trimester. Okay, so I've blended that in, and as you can see, it just kind of helped to alleviate some of the redness, and that's just what I'm going for, is just to look a little bit more pulled together. Because I have really dry skin in the winter, I am not going to set that with a powder. I'm just going to mist my face at the end with some e.l.f. Mist and Set. But if you have oily skin, I do recommend setting your under eye especially, or in your T-zone, anywhere that you get oily, with a little bit of powder. Okay, I'm going to move on to my eyes next. And I'm going to go ahead and put on, if I can find it here, I'm going to go ahead and put on a little primer. And this is the only high-end product I'm using. It's just because I'm trying to use it up. It's the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. And I got this, this was kind of like a little sample size that I got with my Lorac Unzipped palette, which I really like, but I don't reach for very much because I forget I have it. Isn't that horrible when you have too much makeup and you don't even use what you have? So I'm just blending this onto my eyelids. The consistency of this, you guys, really reminds me of the e.l.f. eye primer. Like, even more so than the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This consistency reminds me so much of the e.l.f. one, and I think that if you have drier eyelids, that this would work really well for you, because it has a little bit of a wetness to it. Not greasy, but I don't know, it's just more slippery, I guess, and I find that it doesn't really ball up on me, which I really appreciate. The next product I'm going to be using is one of the e.l.f. little smudge pots, and this is in the shade Ain't That Sweet, and I like to use this as a base. It's not very pigmented at all. It's just kind of like a pearlescent shade, but I find that for the look I'm going for, which I'm going to be using a lot of pink tones, and you guys will see, I'll explain why in a minute, but this works really well as a base for pink, just the pink eyeshadows that I'm going to be using. And so I just like to put this kind of all over my lid. I don't go all the way up to my brow bone, but almost. And I'm not really being precise, I'm just kind of blending that on. I really like these smudge pots. You can use them without a primer. I'm going to be out all day. My husband, excuse me, my husband is picking me up from my parents' house, and he gets off work early today for the appointment. And apparently the appointment that we're going to is going to be a really long one, and then after that we're going out to dinner and doing some Christmas shopping. I think we're going to Olive Garden, and I'm really excited because I've definitely been craving Italian food lately. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. So okay, I put that on, and I'm sorry if I'm rambly. I have pregnancy brain. I may go on bunny trails, but it's okay, because that happens, and anyway, just explaining. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be using is my Warm Nude palette. This is the Physicians Formula, those like shimmer brick palettes. I love this. If there is one product that I would recommend you guys all go out and get, and I think it's worth the price at the drugstore, is this palette. It's so versatile, and I find myself using it for so many different things, and you guys are going to see I'm going to use it for my highlight today, and I'm also going to use it for some eyeshadow colors. So okay, the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and pick up, let's see if I can tilt this here, this like pinky shade. I'm going to mix these two shades together, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. And the reason that I'm choosing pinks today for me personally is because when you're not feeling well, or you kind of look a little pale, when you use some like warmer pinks, some rosier pinks, it really just, not rosy pinks per se, but just a warmer pink, if you know what I'm talking about. I'll kind of show you in the blush I'm using as well. It really perks up your complexion without you having to put a lot of makeup on, because I think sometimes when you're sick or you're not feeling well, your skin looks a little duller, and loading a bunch of makeup on is really not going to help. It's kind of learning to take a few products and put them in precise places, and that's going to really kind of lift your complexion and make you look healthier, so you don't look so look like you feel, basically. You want to look how you want to feel, which is good. So I'm just putting this all over my lid, and you guys can see this is not really super bright pink. It's just kind of adding a nice sheen to my eyelid. I'm not being super precise about it. I'm just kind of going back and forth between those two colors, loading them on my brush, and then putting this all over my eyelid, where I would put my highlight shade on my lid. And this is just going to brighten up my eyes a little bit and help to make me look more awake, which is what I'm going for. Okay, so I've got that on. Then I'm just going to take, let's see if I can find my little brush here. Okay, I'm just going to take this little round brush. This is from Coastal Scents. Aren't these cute? They've got like little polka dots on. I really like these brushes a lot, and I think you can still get them on their website. I'm going to go into this really, really bright white kind of shade, and I'm just going to put that right on the inner corner of my eye to kind of waken it up a little bit. Yeah, the appointment that we're going to today is like all about family health history, so it's a lot of paperwork. We aren't going to get like an ultrasound or anything, which we did a few weeks ago, and I'll talk about that in my update video, but oh, that was amazing, you guys. That was probably like the highlight of the month of November for me. The next thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and take this blush by e.l.f. and it's in the shade Mellow Mauve, and I'm going to try and, yeah, it's not going to show. It's Mellow Mauve. It's one of the e.l.f. Studio blushes, and it looks like this. And I'm going to take a fluffy crease brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this into my crease and pretty high up onto my, not all the way up to my brow bone, like where you would highlight, but pretty, I'm going to take it pretty high up. And what this is going to do is it's going to make me look more awake and healthy, like I would have a natural flush. So I'm going to go ahead and blend, blend, blend. And it's pretty amazing what, I know like pink eyeshadows aren't always everybody's favorite, or people kind of look at them and go, ooh, pink, you know, how do I wear that? It's so, well, I guess rose gold's been pretty popular, but I think sometimes people get scared of pinks, and they really are very flattering on fair skin tones. It can make you look more awake. If you're extremely fair, you want to be careful what shade of pink that you're picking, because it can also make you look sickly if you're not careful. But I find that these kind of like rosy, warmer pinks can really wake up your face. So you kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm not even being very precise, you guys. I'm just windshield wiper motions back and forth. And it's just, you can see I'm bringing it up pretty high. Eee. Makes me look more awake. Okay, and then I'm going to take the same brush that we used to apply our eyeshadow, which is just my e.l.f. shader brush, and I'm going to use the other side and pick up that white that we used earlier for the inner corner, just a little bit, because a little bit of this goes a long way, and then I'm just going to blend that into the brow bone area to give a little highlight. You don't want too much, you don't want to look like disco ball, but yeah, just a little goes a long way with that stuff. Next I am going to, I'm just going to gel my brows into place. I do recommend, if you're really wanting to look pulled together, to fill in your brows, but for sake of time today, I'm not going to do it. And to be honest, I don't do it every day, just because it's probably my least favorite makeup thing to do, and it takes a lot of energy just to do this for me right now. So using my e.l.f. Clear Mascara, and I'm just going to go ahead and groom these puppies into place. Make sure that they don't look crazy. Okay. now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. Oh, I forgot an important part. Okay, because I'm not wearing eyeliner, what I like to do, and I'll show you guys this little trick, I've been loving doing this lately. I take my Comfort Zone palette by Wet n Wild, and there's a shade in here I really, really like. It's this shimmery brown shade labeled as Crease. And then I just take this little detailer brush that I was using earlier for my highlight, and I just smudge this underneath of my bottom lashes. And what this is going to do is just going to beef them up just a little bit, and then I just take my finger and kind of smudge it out a little. It's just going to define your eyes without having to, I don't know, I sometimes think eyeliner looks harsh when you're putting it on, if you're not careful, if you don't smudge it out, and this just feels quicker to me. I don't feel like it takes as long. And then what I do, so I don't have to line the whole top of my eye just to save a little bit of time, when you're doing your eye makeup, you kind of want to draw upward and make sure your eyes look more big and open. And so I just take it at the outward edge and I just smudge it in a little bit. I don't go halfway in. I probably go like, what would that be, like a third of the way in, maybe? Just a little bit. And what that does is it just really opens up your eyes. So I'll try to show you what I'm doing here. Do you see what that did? It just kind of like as a little subtle lift for the eye. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm not really winging it. I'm just kind of smudging it in there. And you can take it all the way across if you want to. I don't know. I think it makes a very subtle difference, but yet it really adds something to the look. So go ahead and curl my lashes now. Beep. There we go. And then I'm going to be using my new favorite, which is the Best Lash Extreme by Jordana. This is a really good mascara. It's super cheap. It's like, I think what did I pay for it? Like $2.99? Something like that. And it's great. Mascara phase. And I don't go overboard with this. I just want enough to kind of open up my eyes a little bit. I'm not going for a really dulled up look here. Mascara done. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take this Pearlescent Pink blush by Wet n Wild. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my cheeks. And I'm going to start from here and work my way down. And that's going to go ahead and help to lift my face a little bit. Because I have a rounder face, and especially now with pregnancy and weight gain, I'm definitely getting a rounder face, so I want to kind of just chisel out the cheekbone a little bit. I don't like contouring. I just don't think it looks good on me, but this does help to lift my face just a little bit, and I kind of work it up into my temple as well. It just adds a little flush to the face, and I do kind of blend it down in there. Do, putting blush on, putting blush on. Put a little bit in the center of my forehead, down my nose, on my chin. And blush, you guys, is one of the best ways of just really waking up your face. It's going to make you look more alive, and I think the whole point of blush is to make you look fleshed, you know, to make you look like you just went for a run and your blood's flowing really well and you're healthy and fit. So we're gonna have to fake it today, which is why I'm using blush. I am gonna add a little highlight to my face. I feel like it just makes me look more awake, and what I'm going to do is just concentrate on these two little golden areas here, put a little bit on my finger, and go right down the center of my nose, like that. I like using my fingers for this because I feel like I get more of a, I don't know, precise application, I guess you could say, and then just kind of pressing it onto my cheekbones. I don't want a lot. I don't want it to look disco ballish, but I do want to add a little sheen. And I also put a little bit right here in the forehead area. Okay. Can you see the glow? Alright, last but not least is lips. And I've been wearing a couple different lip combinations, but I'm just going to go with what I'm feeling today. And I'm going to do a really pretty mauvey pink color. This is in the shade Take Me Out, and it's one of the e.l.f. glossy glosses. I don't think that you can get this anymore. I got this last year in one of the like holiday lip cubes, but any mauvey lip gloss or whatever lip color that you feel like really wakes up your face, go for it. I really suggest like kind of rosier pinks, not necessarily a deep bright red, but just something that has that kind of warm tone to it. It's going to really wake your face up. And put this on. These are great, by the way. I don't know if you guys have tried the e.l.f. glossy glosses, but they're really pigmented. And they smell like Starbursts. I love them. Alright. So this is the finished look minus the hair. I hope you guys find that helpful, and I'm definitely excited to be back and making more videos for you guys. I've missed you, and I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you who have been leaving supportive and kind comments, asking where I've been, and just saying wonderful things about our pregnancy and everything. I just want to say a huge thank you. It really means a lot to me. I'm sorry I haven't really been commenting back. I just honestly have not been active with this channel at all. I wasn't feeling good, and I just didn't feel like I could give you guys 100%, and I didn't really want to do anything until I could really put my heart into it. So yeah, I'm definitely back now. I can't say that I'm going to be posting tons of videos, but my goal is to do more Dollar Tree hauls, makeup videos, definitely some baby updates, and things like that. So I love you guys, and as always, remember that you are beautiful, you are smart, you are unique, you are loved, and no one can tell you any different. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!